Good morning and welcome to the Christmas season, my friends. We are on the 11th of December 2023 and merely 2 weeks away from the grand day, Christmas Day. I wish you all are having a wonderful ramp up to your season, the Christmas season. Everybody's being taken care of. You're remembering the people out there that are less fortunate. Everybody's taking care of everybody. Wouldn't that be a wonderful world to live in, eh? Okay, so hope you all had a good weekend. We're looking at this. I was just looking at this little SMT divergence going on here. We've had London highs get taken out already in NASDAQ. We've got nothing in E-mini S&P or Dow Jones yet. They have not taken out their highs. They made a weak attempt at it, didn't make it, came back into the breaker. This is, I don't even know if that is a breaker yet. It might be one there now. And this one they're playing off of running through this already and looking for a fill back in here on the 15-minute, but I have to do the usual routine and make sure everything's on the net and running. Let's go back to here, view. Yes, we are live. We are live. 59 subscribers now. Woohoo! We're just ticking along here. Getting the word out. More people are tuning in. Alright. Let's kind of look at what I'm looking at here for each one of these guys. I want these to be support levels on the run up for the higher in the second quarter of the year. Oh yes, this was the daily, these weekly fair value gaps. I didn't want to see this high get taken out before the new year. I wanted to see this kind of typical crouching tiger before they pounce on the highs for the new year. If we do sweep the highs, then I'm expecting a deeper run back into the lower or a deeper part of this range, the 50%, the equilibrium portion of this range. But if we do get a sweep down, perhaps a dig into this breaker here, last up close candle before that run below these lows, as a point to come back to inside here. And if that breaker holds, then a run up on the highs. If we get the mean threshold of the let me try and make this a little bigger for you here. So if this is the breaker here, the mean threshold on the 1 hour is here. The 4 hour mean threshold overlaps the 1 hour breaker. Wick to, is it wick or body? We're on the 1 hour right now. How is that a 1 hour breaker? That's better. Let me lock that in so it doesn't move around. That's the 1 hour fair value gap. Okay, so we're looking at the mean threshold. The 4 hour mean threshold is down here. If we break the 4 hour and the 1 hour break thresholds, then we're probably going to run for the tops. All we have left is the rejection block and then the highs, the equal highs. So I don't want to see those get taken out before the new year. That's as high as I want to see it go, right there. But what I want, I don't always get. But it's got to hit a breaker. Usually when you hit a nice big firm breaker and like that, you get some sort of resistance. So will that continue for the rest of the year? We have yet to see, but we've got pretty much one more week of that doing some damage, because we got a market's really moving into its consolidation time. The Santa rally, I keep hearing about the Santa rally. Santas are looking a little flat this year. I don't see Santa having a big run up, but if there's a run for this, and Santa's on Viagra or something, I don't know. Yeah, this, for me, there's a lot for it to get through. What's this thing here? That is nothing I need to worry about right now. There is a rejection, or sorry, a 1 hour inversion fair value gap on this side here, and as you can see, we've hit the top of it and it's maintained or held us in place on NASDAQ. So I'm going to put inversion fair value gap there. Let me just get this thing over here because my magnets won't work on the other side. There we go. Now we put inversion fair value gap and 1 hour breaker fair value gap. Oh, I don't have an inversion. Oh, we'll call it fair value. All right. So as you can see, the bodies of the candles are respecting that inversion fair value gap. Now we'll just change the name to protect the innocent. Let's change the name to inversion. Come on. What the heck? Inversion fair value gap, and let's go over to the colors and we'll deepen that up a little bit. Well, that's text. I don't care about text. Let's go with the style, Mr. Style Bender. Okay, that's an IVG. So we want to see this hold. This would be interesting if we held this hold price and we saw price continue back down into start call. Oh, I don't know if those guys just cut out of that, but Breakfast Club's open, if anybody's in that. Where was I? Okay, yeah, so if this holds price and continue back down, look for this little gap down here, these equal lows, and this little gap here in price. We still got another few minutes on that one. So NASDAQ E-mini. NASDAQ took the highs from London. It's in a tight range. If it just rolls over and gets back into that range, it's no different from the midpoint of this range, really. We're in the discount portion of that larger range here. So if we sweep these lows, we're back to this order block here. And all we've got left on Dow Jones is to sweep the lows in London now. We're in the discount portion of that range. So sweep those lows. We have a tiny little imbalance down here. Right there. And the run on Friday's New York low. I like the idea of Asian session. We ran up, took the Asian session out in London, dropped down below, took out the London low, came back into the range, and we came back into this Asian range, 50% of that Asian range and 50% of the London range, and reacted off of that. Now we're looking for these lows. Look for this order block here to get taken out, or to provide support at least. If it does, then we'll back into the consolidation again. If not, if we lose that threshold, look for these lows to get taken out, and look for that little spot down there on the E-mini S&P in the next little while anyway. And that's a 15-minute chart. So you see the divergence? The highs are taken out here, they're not here, and they're not here. So stop run. Then you go down to the 30-second chart. On the NASDAQ, I look for one of these things. So we want to see it return into this. So when you get back into that little fair value gap right there, if we hit that, that's potentially an entry for a short. Breaking structure to the downside, bold candle, impulse leg. We'll see what the opening is like at 9:30. The 1 minute chart. So return to this old low. I don't know if that minus that is the spread, the 0.5 spread. Let's see. The low is 81.25. The high is 81. So it's literally 0.25 difference from there to there. I'd like to see it pump up in here and just catch this mitigation block. Mitigate off of this. We did not break that high. And continue down. Equal lows. Price imbalance. Equal lows. Low resistance liquidity run. Relative equal lows. Pockets of cash down here. These little bissies. So we've done a run on London. So if we continue down now, look for those pockets of liquidity. This is a 30-second chart, or 1 minute charts, by the way, so even down into here is a 30 handle run. So we're in that time frame now of the year where you do, well, I don't tell you what you should do. My recommendation, not that you take my advice, because I'm not here to give advice, but what's going through my mind is perhaps I, as not into you, I would be thinking to myself, self, it's a kind of a dodgy time of year where markets can bounce around quite a lot. So if I'm going to snipe, I'm going to super snipe. I'm going to take 10, 15 handles at a time out in this lower time frame stuff that's bouncing around, right? And just, or just play demo for the rest of the year. It's okay if you don't make a ton of cash by the end of the year, unless, of course, you have to. I get it. But the risk is higher for this volatility. So it looks like it's just kind of bouncing around. So if you want to capitalize on these consolidated markets, look for these little divergences that occur on the lower time frames and see if you can capitalize on something like a 2022 model where you have a run above a high. Then apparently it breaks out a low, then comes back into an optimum trade entry. There's 50 right there, if that's the low right now. That should get you right off that order block. Mitigation block, sorry. Now let's get back up into the higher time frame stuff and see what's going on. Well, Dow Jones is on a run. So now if Dow Jones is going to take a run on its highs, it takes out London's high now. All we have left to expect is NASDAQ or E-mini S&P on a run for its highs. Just took out the lows, just came back, filled that fair value gap. Came back into the last 10-minute breaker or 2-minute order block, well, breaker, I guess. There it goes. The open. Breaker. Mitigation. Fair value. Dow Jones went on a tear. Now taking out its New York high from Friday. We have an alert Gold has just passed over something I've been looking for. Okay. Daily inversion fair value gap. We're at the midpoint of that daily inversion fair value gap, and we're looking at the top of this breaker right here. So we'll see if gold holds here. I'm anticipating gold coming down. If it holds right at the bottom of this fair value gap here, we can come down as far as... What the heck is all that in there? I don't know what that is, so I'm removing it. Okay. Let's get rid of that. So keep your eye on this if you're looking at gold right now. That order block, we want to see that hold. If we lose the threshold of that order block, then look for equal lows. And then start a run back into this down close candle here, which is the breaker for that run above this old high. Yeah. All right. What's the boy saying here? First trade of the day loss. Oh, well, now probably go up. Which one was that in, Derek? Silver, look for this pocket sitting right in here right now. We've run these lows, let that fair value gap into this breaker right here to hold price. So silver 22.73. Copper still sideways. Palladium's over there. Got a whole bunch I'm looking at now. Ooh, look at everybody take off. Ran the New York highs. So what are we looking for? Look at that. Bye bye my love. Bye bye happiness. Hello loneliness. I feel like I could die. There you go. That right there is a breaker. Last up close candle before we run below these lows. So we've just hit the edge of that breaker right there. Slammo. Slamma-jammo. So now there's this body hold, threshold. That's what we have left on those two, on the hourly. See that over there? Hit it nicely. Now do we react off of this and we'll start to run back these lows. So this was an initial pump up. Now this is bad of me, but is there a news event? I haven't even checked this morning, sorry. Let's go to forex.com, forex factory. Nope, we have a 10-year bond announcement at 1 p.m. Let me filter this garbage out of here. I don't care about China, Japan. I don't care about those guys. New Zealand, Euro. Apply filter. Okay, so we have 10-year bond auction at 1 p.m. And Wednesday, my word, Wednesday and Thursday, gonna be a interesting day for American, Euro, and British. So let's run these old highs back here now. They're all done. That little fair value gap's been filled in nicely. So my question then is, how are we doing here? I don't like that line. Let's go with look for that candle there to does that whole price? Let's get back into the so the E-mini S&P is the only one that's has not taken out its London high yet. Asia, or well, it did take out the Asia. Did not take out London or Friday's high yet. No, it's at a late rally after Dow Jones and S&P or NASDAQ have taken their highs out Friday. Well, we don't have a lot this morning. Now, if we get a return back to these highs, we could be looking for a continuation on the upside. Regular trading hours. Let's kind of just look at where the US dollar right now. It's in the premium portion of its consolidation. Still hasn't taken out London's high. For Friday. Oh no, today's Friday. Today's high in London, and the AM session has not. Let me just check the price on this. 118. 118, so they're equal highs now. That's going to put, if we take over those highs, that's going to put downward pressure on the GBP and the pound. Premium portion of this range. %70 retracement. Let me put this in here. This kind of throws me off when I'm not in the middle. Fib retracement. That's right on 70% optimum trade entry. Old highs. 75%. So look for that up close candle there at 79% retracement. That should put downward pressure from there. The American dollar. These guys are feeling the weight already, so these are the weaker ones of the two. 50% is already hit. Get right back into a whole bunch of consolidations. You're looking for the fill of that fair value gap down here now. That is yet to fill. On the daily. CAD. Look for a reaction potentially off of this daily fair value gap. We have equal lows right here, and the inversion fair value gap that has now been created. Look for the consequent encroachment of that. That would take out these equal lows and then a return to the mean threshold, or the consequent encroachment of the fair value gap, also the mean, right near the mean threshold of this last down close candle here on the daily. New Zealand's already come back to fill its gap. I'd like to see it come back to these equal highs here before it continues on its run north in December. I'm hoping this wasn't an early start to the thing I've been calling for months now. I've been calling months for New Zealand dollar and Australian dollar to make its run in December. There is a seasonal tendency for a dip down in December. This would be a great place for it to do that. Right off this breaker, come back down, hit that right off these equal highs, get a reaction off of this, and then start pushing up. So that would be my entry for a long hold to the end of the year into late January, when you start taking out these relative equal highs here. So that's for you people who love Forex, that's a 400 pip run. That's 400 pips. It's a nice little run. And I don't know what the swap is on that. It depends on the type of broker that you've got, but usually a swap for New Zealand dollar for a long is a positive. So if you oh wait, that's Swissy. No, it's a short. If you hold that over each day, there's a 1.477 loss on. Oh no, yeah, on a long, if you hold it long. So that's MT5. So I don't know what it is for you guys. But look up the symbol, see what the swap is to hold it over 24 hours for those runs up. Good morning, Sir Derek. Stopped out on the first trade, got back in on it, and got it back. Okay, good. Good to hear. Lee, hi Darren and Derek. Good morning, hi there. How's it going this morning, Lee? Good to see you. I'm kind of blasting through these Australian dollar. Oh, we've almost got the Australian dollar run already. Okay, so if Australian dollar gets back into this order block here, these relative equal highs, it would fill that little fair value gap, that last little piece right there inside that order block. If we get this thing to hold, that's the so look for this reaction off of this, and then going on to the lower time frame hourly for your entry long for a run. It's above these for the Australia seasonal tendency to run up, and look for those equal highs. So for those of you who are into pips, if you come back and fill it in from there, 65, 69, so 400 pips, 350 pips, if you run that. So that's Australian dollar, Japanese yen. We still haven't cleaned these equal highs out here on the weekly, but we have come all the way back down into the order block, right in here as well. So right off that order block, mean threshold of these 2-week candle, reacted off of that. We've opened on these top of these hold highs here, and looking for a return back into I want to see if this holds this I keep calling these rejection. The first thing my mouth goes to is rejection. This inversion fair value gap SIBI on the opposite side. So if I draw that one out here, you'll get the idea of what it is I'm talking about. Keep your eyes over here. Always keep an eye on the left hand, so that the left hand don't know what the right hand is doing. It's not a volume imbalance, it's a daily inversion fair value gap. So we've run down into it, come back up. Now we're popping back out of it. If we find some support on top of that, look for this run again in the new year for these equal highs. I don't think it's going to take it out before the new year. So I think we could probably just go sideways here. Yeah, we get back inside this breaker here. We run through it. The bodies of the candles, no. Yeah, it's between this inversion fair value gap and this old breaker over here. In Japanese, hard to call that one really. We've got this candle upside, fair value gap inversion, old breaker, reprice, rebalance, old lows. We've hit those already, broke away. So do these old lows still hold the price, or do we come back into the midpoint of that reprice, rebalance? Oil. I got a little run up on oil this morning. I lucked out, got it just before this big run back down again. Just to show you that trade there. Let me get rid of that stuff so you don't have to see. And we're looking at 50%. This little range here. We're into optimum trade entry. Return. Relative equal lows. Pool of liquidity down here. We're off this old high here. It's hard to say right now where it is. It's sitting right near that 50% range of this small range. So if I would have had a run down back into the propulsion candle, and then we've kind of flattened out right around the 62% mark. So potentially more downside off the order block for oil. Potentially more downside. I don't know. Hard to call on that one. Gold. Like I said, gold is coming back into this guy here. This is a breaker, swing point, run below it. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be if you look at this one. That's the guy you're looking for. Up close candle, run below these lows. But he is really inside that guy there. Anyway, our daily inversion, fair value gap. We're looking for the consequent encroachment. Does that hold price? Or do we get back into this order block here? Banks, I don't know if you guys are into banks or not. Oh, should have taken that. I was looking for this run down here this morning. I want to see this come back into Royal Bank. Start coming back into this little piece of action here I saw this morning. Did not take that one. This one I'm calling to go down. I'll put my little hand in there. Starting to go down. And Bank of Nova Scotia and Imperial. I haven't seen anything there. I took a little wheat trade this morning. And, oh yeah, it was started up there. It was a short to here. Took a soybean trade this morning as well, and I got lost in here somewhere. It was a small little I went in here, right there, and got out right above it. I trailed my stop loss up pretty tight before I went to bed because I wasn't sure whether or not we'd get a return back to this Asia, because we were in the middle, right near the middle or the bottom of that, and I thought if we pull back into the middle, that'll take me out. So it did. Got taken out. Anyway. That's the first time I've ever traded soybeans or wheat. I just saw them, was like, oh, those look like good trades. Those are all Canadian ETFs you guys don't care about. Well, look at that. They've run all their highs from Friday. We haven't even run London's high yet in ES, and we've run everything out, and we're rejecting quite intensely off of Dow Jones. I got stopped out, lost from NASDAQ. Sadly, stood wrong side of the market, expecting another entry for a short. I couldn't pass mean threshold 1 hour order block in the next hour. This is a NASDAQ, you said, Lee? Let's look at NASDAQ. 1 hour. Yeah, that mean threshold is the body of the candle. See how the body of the candle is just sitting there right now? So we have wick, body, and then the mean threshold. So if that mean threshold holds price, we could get the further rundown Let's sweep these lows. There's that little pocket it traded back into really nicely here. Hit that little imbalance. Left. So where have we got for potential? I'm not quite sure. Right now I'll be looking at these equal lows and then trying to suss out where we go from there. We got 4 more minutes. So what do you guys think? Which one do you think we have a NASDAQ reversal? These guys are all running for their lows now, right before 10 o'clock. Or we sweep the lows, then run the highs. What say you guys? Give me your... if we run the lows out before 10 o'clock. So we got 2 minutes left. And then it starts to make its run up. These are relative equal lows. Relative equal lows. There's all lows here. So do they quickly take those, those long positions out of play quickly, and then start to run back up into this? NASDAQ's leading the way for a continuation if that breaker doesn't hold the mean threshold on the hourly. Lori, buddy, how's it going this morning? Nobody's got any opinion on that one? Shorting indices this morning. See if I see a confluence. NASDAQ has been strong early. Something fishy about early runs. I'm not sure where it will go right now. I don't find a good setup. I can tell you that, yeah. Agreed. I don't like runs before 10. This is too, we're getting into a little whippy. I don't like that. Now it's running for its highs. Un momento. 1 more minute. Here we go. Oh, you finally took out your ES trade. Good for you, man. That's some serious holding faith on that one. Good for you. All right. Where are we going here? We come back to these old equal highs, find some support off the top of New York. Friday. I would say, or the mean threshold of this up close candle. We find support off of that, then I'd say, mind you, we're back to that 1 hour again, aren't we? Let's look at that 1 hour. See that mean threshold? Now I could be off just slightly there, so let me just double check it. Oh, I was off just a smidgen. Just a smidge. That's on the money there now. That's the midpoint of, or mean threshold of that breaker. Now I want to see a setup on a 1 minute that supports a change off that breaker. Let's see if we can't see something fun here. And we've got, look for a silver bullet. Let's look at all of these on the 1 minute then. Let's put the 1 minute here, 1 minute here, 1 minute here. And we'll see who's going to give us a setup to play with, so we can watch all three at once. Well, there's the 1003 back into a fair value gap, so some people might want to take that one. There's a return into the fair value up there for a run above a high. Same thing here. But if you follow me, you know that I'm not so quick to jump in on the very first, especially when you got a consolidation, sitting inside consolidations. I'm not a big fan of those. Looking at the bottom half of the range, that would be more tempting. For a premium. Consequent encroachment of the regular hours trading gap. This is finding some support off the top of the regular hours trading gap. We've already got back to the midpoint already, or pretty close to the midpoint. So if you lift off from there above these old highs, if we do revisit this one more time, look for a dip down to this here, leaving that little piece open would be a nice little run up. I'm going to wait a few more minutes to see if there's anything. There you go. There's your silver bullet. Now, if you would have taken that silver bullet there for a quick run back up above these highs here, that is 43. That's 30 pips. No, 20 pips. Sorry, 20 handles on NASDAQ. And if you run these highs out, we're back into that order block there. I'd want to see this come up into this order block up here. Fair value gap. On the NAS or on the Dow Jones. Yeah, nothing's looking too especially tasty for me, so I'm not touching anything. Greg, how you doing? Bullet entry 16146. Did you take it? Target 1620. Yeah, we talked about that one a few minutes ago. This is the run up we mentioned earlier. And that would have got you 288 if we get to these lows. It's almost 50 handles right there from that run to there. So now what I'm expecting is that over the next few minutes, it's just going to hold. That old one up there. We just ran out another little high here. I want to see a big bull candle get down below here. Fair value gap, get in for a run. So I want to see my new silver bullet entry coming into play around this time, next few minutes anyway. And I'm only going till 9 o'clock today. My family is here, so I'm cutting down my seasonal time on here quite dramatically because we've only got a couple of weeks left before Christmas. I'll be taking Christmas off, obviously. There's no markets available anyway. Then I'll be waiting until the new year. Do you guys see a super blurry screen on the live feed? That looks completely blurry. So don't forget to set your settings to high def. Otherwise, you'll get a really even if you have it on auto, double check it, because even when on auto, you'll see sometimes the quality is really blurry. And make sure you switch it up to 1080. Okay. Yeah, double check your settings there. I don't know how to get this thing any more sharper. Like Michael's got some really sharp, clear videos. So if you guys have any ideas on maximizing the video potential on my output, I'm using that OBS system to live stream for you guys. Gonna bump that up for a second. Yeah, mine's not too bad if you take that little wheel settings and switch it to HD, then you'll get a better picture. See, we're back into that sloppy price action. And Derek, you're going for 208? 208. Okay, so you want to get up there. I'd like for this to have taken out that low, come back up, then tagged it, so that you could use that as a projection for a higher run. Changed it to HD. My settings, yeah, they are on auto. I have an auto setting on mine as well, but you have to actually hit that settings button. Even though that says auto, it doesn't always come. It just comes in as the blurriest setting, so you have to automatically bump it up to the 1080p. Because I've just checked my OBS and I'm outputting as maximum definition I can. No, I think, what said Derek? Greg, I think Greg said he was in the silver bullet entries going for 208, 16,208. I'd like to see this run all the way back into this order block here. But here, yeah, we're not even in the, I don't even have, so wait for the next few minutes. My other entry opportunity passed at 10:05. There's one there for a run up above these highs. One here to run up above those highs. And remember, this is like super sniping time, right? This isn't hold for big runs, or it might be for you, but for me, this isn't the season for big run, you know, big, huge days. There'll be sloppy little trading time. This is marking time. The algo's marking time here. So waiting for the big Santa rally. I'm not familiar with the Santa rally. I've just heard a lot of talk about it lately, and they're saying this is the year for the Santa rally. I haven't seen any indication for that yet. Not that I'm wrong, or they're wrong and I'm right, because what do I know? I don't know about Santa rallies. So there was that run back to these equal highs I'd mentioned earlier. Look at that, right on the money. So if you did get in there and you did get out there, congratulations. You got a full call there, and you got the full, if you just took the entrance, if here's 293, 334, that's 40 handles right there. For these little super sniper days, 40 handles, nice. Return to equal highs, right there. Are we going to push through this now? I'd like to see us get on top of this level right here, and then start marching for the higher entries. If not, order block, we're just keying off this order block here. We tagged it. Now we want to see it drop. We've got this guy here, little tiny fair value gap there. Let me open this up so it makes it look like more dramatic for you. So if we do get a run above here, look for a fill on this one here. And then it's wait and see what goes on there. We're in a premium, so the next thing would be a potential discount. So if we run up into here, look for this area down here. That's not a significant discount in this range, so it is in there. I kind of look at the little tiny ranges that we got going on right now, and I say, where's the 50%? 50% is actually below this fair value gap, so that's still in the premium area. So you'd have to kind of look for something like this. %62% will put you right in that thing there in terms of a retracement. If this is a swing point, look for your run back down into this BISI down here. Well, still didn't get my 17 candle either. PA is sus. RN. Definitely suspicious. So true. Sniper time holidays. Good reminder, Darren. Opening range bullish. Potentially could rally up today. Yeah, if it does go up, it's hard to get in on this, right? It's really hard to get in on. Oh, you see this big open run. Okay, I'm going to grab that right off of this silver bullet time. Yeah, that's a great run. But look at how you're going to get out of your position really tight. Really, like I tell you, if you're snatching 40, 50 pips or 40, 50 handles in runs like we're in, this kind of seasonal stuff we're in right now, you're doing well. You know, be happy with that. All right, so we've got through that. We want to see the other scenario was we want to see this get on top of here now. So we've got a bull candle. Now, I don't want to see the wick do the damage, like just come up into this order block here. I want to see it close, and then you can get on top of that. And those of you who are still in that silver bullet who decided not to run in that just took that piece out, if you're still in it, this is what you want to see. You want to see that guy there hold price. You can dip down into this order block, that's fine. There, you've got a bull candle above now. So for me, that's my little hint that we're still going higher. So now you can come back down into the inversion fair value gap. And then continue your run up for higher prices. Look for rejection block first, then the wicks. So Laura, you're right. Looking at the imbalance on the 4 hour. For which one? ES? Which one are you in there, Lori? NASDAQ. Okay. NASDAQ 4 hour. Yeah. I mentioned earlier in my analysis of what I'm looking for the daily is that threshold to hold, and it looks like we've closed above the threshold here on the last 4 hours. So all I've got left here now, if I'm marrying my analysis, is this rejection block on the upside. Oh, we're pretty freaking close to that threshold there. Let me, instead of splitting hairs here, That's 50% right there, so we are above it. So if we do get a rejection off of this, look for a return back into this order block, inversion, all that kind of stuff. So if we get the next 4 hours, this creates another fair value gap here. So if this closes as a small candle, and the next one opens, comes back and hits the edge of this, and then continues to run up, this could be, again, more bullishness. If we get a run back to tag this old high, and then a run up for higher prices on the 4 hour. That's the 1 hour, was it not? Yeah, that's the 1 hour rejection block. So if that candle blows through the 1 hour, it's already gone through the 4 hour. We just got a wick sitting there. The bodies look like they're respecting below that. So there's your line in the sand. 16150. 16150 is, you've got yours at 16150. Yeah, okay. You're probably using the whole thing, wick and all. Which is fine. Michael's taught that in the past. My take profits is at the rejection block at 16194. Smart. Smart. That'd be a nice little 41 or 40 banger there for you, Derek. Good for you, man. Yep, I'm bullish on indices now. I'm not going to get in until we can revisit this down here. I want a discount in this range here. And there's that little piece left to play with. Stop loss will go right there, really tight. There's equal lows right here, so I want to see those get taken out first. And then I'm with you guys. I'll go long on that. You can almost pick either one of those. You got this order block here for the run below the lows. These lows run below the lows in E-mini S&P, and Dow Jones, well, it's got a big pocket down there. Yeah, that little pocket on the 1 minute hasn't been filled yet either. So on the 1 hour, I want to see it return to you here. 120. Let's see, get back to 16,120. What does that look like on here? 16,120. Yep. 16,120. It's below those lows. It's in that little pocket there at 16,110. 16,114. 140. Well, it looks like I'm going to be the fair damsel waving you boys off. You guys, I'll wave you off on the boat. I'll be on the shore waving. Good luck. Good luck, gentlemen. Adieu. I'm not even going to take this now. I want the 120. I want these lows. That little pocket right there. That's a nice discount for me for the AM session. Still too premium for me. Let's look for this here. If I just pull the fib on this right now, 50% puts me at 116.22. That'll bring me right back into those equal highs. $62 retracement fills me perfectly. This one's 16,109. I'm waiting for that. Stop loss will go down here. Oh, that's a sell. I don't want to sell. I want to buy. NASDAQ. All right. My limit order is in. guys might be off on the running. Rejection block. When did I say I'm heading out? I'm heading out at 9 o'clock. Well, you shouldn't be underwater now. You should be doing fine now. We're back into this consolidation now. Sloppy price action. You are brave soldiers. You are brave soldiers. I hope you guys get this, man. I hope this takes off for you. $10.34. Watch this. This could be one of those impulse. This first 5 minutes can be a turn. So if you're looking at this as the short-term range, this small little range here, and you went from rejection block to rejection block, if you blow through that, then you're good. You got your upside run. There's your rejection block there. I love seeing those little reactions. You almost imagine what's happening on the 1 second chart. Now you want to see it pump, boom, 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 blast through. I want you guys to get what you need. We're inside that fair value gap there. See how the bodies of the candles are respecting that fair value gap nicely. Now you're running above the candle that initiates the run. That's the swing, but it's the rejection block you got to worry about. This is the turn I was telling you about. You get that bold kind of spin, and that could just come right back into this candle here. S&P finally took out its highs. So now you're back into the waiting game, boys, where you're between here and here. We've got this little range here now. So you're between that order block, that fair value gap in the premium side slash discount side. I think they overlap there if you pull Mr. Fib there. There's 50%. So it's like we mentioned earlier, when you got that small range like that and you see a rejection block, it's just hit the rejection block and it's pulling off of that. Then you look for the next rejection block on the opposing side, which is over here. We ran that. Now we're getting back into its own little range. So this is that compression type thing. So we're back into the fair value gap. 50% of that little range is created. Now we want to see it run back up into either just pop over here and start coming back down again, or for you guys, if you're long, I want to see it get on top of this guy, through that guy, and start really pushing through the wick of this candle here. And I'm probably not going to get my entry, so and I don't know if I'd want to take it now anyway. So we're back into just popping above there and driving down. Yeah. So we're inside this fair value gap now. Now what you don't want to see is you don't want to see it give way with a bolt down candle and then to come back into that, find support at it. Because then we're starting to dig into the discount range here. We're through that one as well. Came back to the top of the breaker above this high, down close candle. So do we get a nice little reaction off of that? Now where are we, boys? Where are we stuck? 50%. So we either have to eat through this with some sense of vigor, or this poor fella here is going to give up the ghost. And we're already through the threshold here. Through that guy, so definitely body gets through it here, come back in, find support at the order block, inversion fair value gap, drive through. Now we've got another body that breaks it through. So do we find support here, roll over and continue coming down into these lower objectives? Now you don't want to see that provide support. You want to see it run ripping right through it again. Coming back to that order block, threshold, 3 in a row, go. This breaker holds, That's just a mitigation block. No, go, go, go. Now you want to see this keep pushing up now, boys. You were short? You weren't long? I was shorting it. I stepped in right before the rejection block you mentioned. Cut loss was old high. Ooh, so you're short. Okay, well, if you're short, you want this sucker to hold price then so you can come back down. I liken this to up here in Canada, we have this place called the Widowmaker. It's a feature that we use when we do swiftwater rescue training. And I'll tell you why. This is my analogy of where those of you who are actually in this trade right now. And the Widowmaker is this feature in a river where as the water comes down, it comes around this little bank of rock and through this hole that creates this massive whirlpool. I mean, like, you can see the eye of this whirlpool forming constantly. And swiftwater rescue training, they train us to say, okay, this is what it's like to be in water where you have no control. You are completely at the mercy of the water. Now, you need, as a rescuer, you need to be at experience being completely out of control. You need to be completely at the mercy of the water and then just relax into it instead of fighting it because you run out of energy. When you find your opportunity, you maximize maximum energy input and get the hell out of there. So anyway, we stand on the edge of this rock and you wait for the eye of the whirlpool to form and then you jump in it. And, you know, you've got your dry or your rescue suit on, you've got your life jacket on and all that. And when you jump into this thing, it just sucks you right down. And it's like being in a washing machine. You get beat up and spun around. You don't hit anything because you're just in this, it's a whirlpool that forms as the water rushes downstream. So you get whirled around like you would not believe. Terrifying at first. You think whirlpools are the scariest thing ever, right? You never go into a whirlpool because you imagine the big ocean one where it just sucks you down to oblivion to where Godzilla's sitting. But in a river, it's a different setup. So anyway, you jump in this thing and it beats you around and then you pop out and you hold your breath and then it finally spits you out and you come to the surface and you go, okay, that was way too much fun. Then everybody runs back to the hole because they think, okay, I didn't die. This is totally fun. And then we all start upstream and we get in this big long train. And you kind of hold on to the person in front of you. They hold the person in front of them and so on and so forth. And you kind of wrap your legs around their chest and you're kind of cinch them into your belly and you go down like a full train, full body. And it's interesting because as you come around the corner, you watch the guy in front, like 5 people ahead, you see him get sucked down inside the vortex and he disappears. Then the next guy, and you go like this giant train going straight down this whirlpool and you got to hold on to the guy behind you and you get beat up. You got to try to get kicked in the head by people and your objective is to not let go of your partner in front of you because if you're the rescuer, you don't want to let go of your patient. So that's what I liken this to. You guys getting all beat up in here, but you've got spit out now. Look at that. After my little story of analogy, you've come back into breaker held price, which was beautiful, is what you, Derek, you were looking for. And sorry, Greg, that little sucker there was your line in the sand. You lose it, and now you're long. So good for you guys who made it out of the Widowmaker. You got spit out right at the right time of my analogy. I like that. That was really good. Well, I'm glad you guys are making some coinage, so good for you. Move take profit to 175, 175. Oh, sorry. Are you break even now, Derek? Oh, you're in the money. Yes. That means Lori's, you guys are all up. I like it. I got 12 minutes left, and I'm happy you guys are making some money today. I love it. That's like a little Christmas present for me. I like to see you guys making some cash. If I didn't get in on it, that's okay. I don't mind. I like you guys to make sure you're getting your Christmas funds. Now, where are you getting out? Is this the 120 or 128 that Derek or that Greg was talking about? Oh, Larston's waiting to enter. Yeah, I was waiting for a better discount. In terms of the ranges and stuff, yeah, I could see that this is a breaker, and yeah, it held, but that wasn't for me. After all this, that for me wasn't any entry. So, but I'm glad you guys got it. I was waiting for this guy here. This would have been a nice little pocket, and it's also an old high on the hourly as well. I was expecting to see something like that. So if you are milking this for a longer run, these equal highs now come into play. Like this order block here, these bodies of the candles here, wicks first. The wick will give you the mean threshold or the consequent encroachment. These old wicks will give you the full close. But that's the typical run. Fair value gap, come back, just tag the edge of it and go off on a run. So we might actually have the makings of the old high here. Yeah, we're going for that old high right here, and you know what? We may be running the highs out before the new year. We're through that mean threshold. The breaker is 1 hour is given way. Well, if you guys are in this is great. Go for that high. And then the 263. Oh, that's the 208 you were mentioning. Yes, take that high. Go, go, go. Your take profit was hit. 144 bucks. Woohoo! Eight more minutes. I'm going to see you get your money. Who's still in this? Greg, you still in this? Or you were short, were you not? That fill. I like to see this fill. Leave that open. And then run for the highs on the 1 minute. We're not getting any entry today at all there, Lori. That's all right. It's only Monday. If this is the high of the week, we'll start killing it on the way back in. Because price action is just so clean right now. So Greg's the only one left. Okay, Greg, buddy. Let's get you your 208. I'd like to see another entry, but need a discount or take out the low before I enter again. Coming down to 17075, 17075, 100. Right there. Yes, that's where I want, right there, right off the top. Same call as me, Derek. Therefore, it must be a great call. If Derek agrees with me, I'm happy with that. If Laura agrees with me, I'm happy with that. Yeah, if it comes back to that consolidation, that'd be an opportunity to get long on that. But see, we're already in the premium portion of this thing. It doesn't necessarily mean to say it's going to run that high out, right? So I would be like get in here. I take a big chunk off there, move that to break even the moment it broke those highs. Because even that is that's 30 handles right there. But if it comes back to this 2-minute breaker here, then you almost have to put your stop loss down here. %79 retracement puts you right on the money. Right on the money. And you know what? Just because it's Christmas season, I want my present right there. Stop loss there, super tight. I want my present packaged and gifted to me right here. If I get it, short stop loss, then I'll run for the highs. If not, even though that one looks good, I want that one. I just don't think the stop loss is that big for that much profit. Being this premium, works for me too much. So that stop loss for that run is nice. I doubt very much I'll get it, but and this is only because it's the festive season, you see, and I want the gift that I've asked Santa for. So if you could kindly deliver me my price down here, I would be happy with that right now. I guess I have to cancel my delete that order way down there. Santa's on the roof. Santa's on the roof. Come down that chimney, my friend. Come down the chimney. Oh, he's in the chimney. Slide. Slide, Santa, slide. Touching the wicks. Is this your entry, Derek, right here? Do you hear the Christmas bells ringing? Ding dong, ding dong. I'll be singing Elvis Presley tunes if this doesn't come out. I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be sitting down here waiting with cookies and milk, and you guys will be in the trade again. With that lonely child by the Christmas tree. Eating cookies, watching Santa pull away on his sleigh. Mean threshold, or sorry, the consequent encroachment of that BISI is also the bodies are respecting that right now. So look at that as the potential exit point. And with that, it's 9:01. As much as I love hanging out with you guys, I'm gonna go hang out with my mom and dad, and I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. Thank you so much for popping in. I wish you all the best of luck. Kick butt. I hope you guys get it. I'll pop in every once in a while and see if my Santa was here or just came and stopped for a bathroom break on my chimney and leave. So I wish you guys all the best. Good luck for the rest of your trading day, and I will see you tomorrow. And like a season that it is, it's the season of giving. Be kind to each other out there. Love one another, and be safe. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.